everyone. In this edition, we're taking a walk around the block to make an assessment into the lives of those living on the streets of Port Moresby. Yes, Port Moresby City does have homeless people. Being homeless is a global issue. Millions of people overseas live in slums and settlements. Some have been victims of natural disasters like floods, famine and war. These people face the inevitable issue of being homeless. There are other factors that contribute to homelessness, one of which is eviction, like the one conducted at Paga Hill in May this year. Because of this, there are 3,000 plus people left homeless.
PNG has also had its fair share of homelessness. The volcanic eruptions in East New Britain and Madang left thousands of families in surrounding areas homeless. The same was felt with Cyclone Guba in the Oro province, all of which were a result of natural disasters. However, urbanization is a common factor for people who flock to the big city lights, searching for job and education opportunities. Though few may be successful, others are not, and this means that more people become homeless.
Now no thinking must be able to manage a multuna. Okay, must just demolition. Okay, must just burger house na mot. Now man tu must all paiti all house must something come outside. Or sometimes must something where some expensive that's so big plan. Now all hard housing come outside and all burger on the house go around. Now all to people some move go in. Now it's something in Bagara be useba kam must reimbursing slow something where it's like cost me lo waste me.
Our movement locally with them. But talk eviction so time our come rushing with them and demolition or just come run over house plan. We don't even pack up yet to talking to come moving something plan.
Sample picking our uniform dolo, it's like about them and put on the house no lado panic. A sample on school. Blower stop lab, na sample so panic again about. Okay, na sample no panic again. A sample magin about. All go pickpocket na board now may 10 passing about. So house plan or something will Burgora no lado pani so something na survive no stop.
Paga mo sa like place to me plus stop. Now once it's like eviction being come up, then me plogara filo se me lost in place to me playa. Na no anarap na ba me plago.
On no kam talk sa kam. Me pla just stop chon na watch him all machines come broke him down house to pla or something property stop inside to him just broke away. Me pla stop na me pla just look him to soul. Me pla stop him and police come on police force to him stop. Na stop me pla side me pla just sun up soul no got hope. Me pla look soul na pray lo some like a miracle or come up while me pla watch him house pla broke around. Now it me pla sleep outside or some all animals stop. Which is like treatment or make it me pla inhuman treatment.
The company or government or one against organization and thinking lo moving me plan. They must meet him needs from la past.
We live by the sea, and it's not really good because we have windies and all that, and all the tarpaulins and everything got broke. It's very not that good for the small kids, and also the grannies and all that, because now they're all having like the sickness and all that, and sometimes we find it very hard to cook because we don't have places to hide and cook.
Oh, straight is it. So now we will start when house buru all gimda all Red Cross help him all canvas number them wasn't canvas to him. I'm no strong to him. So we will start side lo sol warana wind to him blow. The samba canvas and buru.
You're with Olsem Wanem. We'll be back after the short messages. You're watching Olsem Wanem and having your say on the issue of homelessness. This silent yet overwhelming issue of being homeless is a global concern, and for most working class citizens here in Mosby City who live in settlement areas have witnessed this growing trend in their communities. However, here are some statistics taken in 2009 of the following developed nations throughout the world in comparison to Papua New Guinea.
In the United States, an estimated 600,000 to 2.5 million people are homeless. In Europe, an estimated 3 million people, with the highest in the UK. In the Philippines, 32.8 million people are homeless, 40% of which live in slums. And in Australia, an estimated 105,000 people, 44% of which are females. These statistics are an estimate, and for Papua New Guinea, it's an overwhelming reminder that we need to seriously address this issue before our homeless end up in the millions.
Sometimes I see people living on the street. I don't feel good, because this is their country. Why they're stranded on the street? They should be staying in the village. Their home, they have land, everything there. Mostly it's only for working people. And people say we are stranded here. It's no use. They shouldn't be say we are stranded. This is their country.
So where are you from?
I'm from Fiji, from Nausori.
And you've been here for how long?
I came here almost 11 years now, and I've been seeing it, and I help lots of people who are stranded, and I'm keep on helping them, and they keep on coming, and sometimes I always, find ways to help these people, but it's very hard.
It's a serious case on our doorstep, and unless we address it now, it will grow bigger. It's a global issue, and it has arrived in PNG. There is no way we can overlook it and say, oh, it's very small, we leave it. It's not going to happen that way. We've got to start addressing it now.
At night, people sleeping on the street. We do have a problem. It's starting to. For the last couple of 4 or 5 years, I've seen it starting to. So, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years' time or 10 years' time, it might even get worse.
I've seen, if you're talking about homeless people, I've seen several of them. But basically, why should I care if nobody cares? And the other thing, okay, the truth is that I don't have the capacity to deal with such situation. But not somebody who hasn't got the capacity to do, because you have got to have things like the infrastructure available. You've got the backing of resources, the funding, those kinds of things.
People might say that we are encouraging more if we do those type of things for homeless people.
I really don't think we should have a homeless problem here in the city, because the homes are away from the city. So where I come from, I come from Yule Island, so I should not see any. Maybe Yule Islanders, being homeless in the city, they should be in the villages to, go fishing, gardening, and, be someone in their own village.
Okay, yeah, I quite agree. That's a fair comment. That's a fair comment. But then, as I said before, we need now to start here, but then we should base our investigations back home. Why are people coming to Mosby when they know there is no house there? They won't get a job, and they still come here.
Papua New Guinea develop. Ma kaman sa tano di dia ma development pare di kare ni da kam store pare di kare structure pare di kare ya. Okay, tano di day use ma okay tano mani ma especially ni town de Canada not how de city do ya crowd dia hutu mai ni. Ini tsana ma thoma be di da tano di hoya ma ide be. Do ide lao. Ga danu di thaw. Ga khara thaw dia. Do ide lama. Do ga khara ide da rela city ma town de Canada gi ide money dia thaw criminal activity kare. But ide street de Canada no ini. Nebe momokani town de Canada mahano boy hai da ita ya. or dinaitaitabe. There's parents, mother and children begging on the street.
And here in Mosby, and they migrate to Mosby. But as we have seen with our own eyes, like some people benefit out of it. Not everybody benefits out of this.
We've seen people, kids, especially kids, lying around now. At one stage, I saw 2 or 3 guys, after hours, odd hours. They were lying on the pavement over shop. And then I literally went and asked them, you got something wrong with you? I don't have a house. That's a problem. You blame the whole system, From the Harage town, there's been very massive increase in the rental rate. People cannot afford a rate. There is no law, by the way, there is no law that regulates the price of rentals. This is one of the main contributing factors.
I think it's all the authorities responsible, because any authority or any institution of a government is responsible for what happens to all the people of Papua New Guinea. That's the point. We cannot say, oh, it's a health problem, it's a labor and employment and industrial relations problem. That's rubbish. It's the whole government, it's all the government agencies to address this issue.
Laura government be seriously lagu personal view be government is concern human ena mauri de kene town money but nambe politicians be first be town money ena mauri no gabu itaya hana mo totona be yana mo di kama town ena bo yebe town ena ma to itaya ine mo politicians be de hewana itaya be gaute karela be ine be politicians ine bo ne dia behavior dia attitude ine mo character ine mo be itaya be ine be namolasi. They have no heart, no feelings for human being.
So government of the day should they should laloha daima
in relating to what it has been on the paper and stuff, maybe the government should look at it or should talk about it. Maybe they should have a place to stay, but there must be a reason why they're hanging around like that.
I think there's some people like they are homeless and they sleep around the streets. These are the people where they are unemployed and they just came here to visit their friends or relatives, and now they're homeless, sleeping in the streets in front of the stores.
You're watching Olsem Wanem. When we return, how the Salvation Army is assisting the homeless. This is Olsem Wanem. Apart from the Paga Hill incident, earlier this month, the Salvation Army brought to light the stark reality that there are homeless people living on the streets of Port Moresby. The research that was conducted earlier said that there were more than 2,200 homeless men, women and children struggling to survive on the street of Moresby. The report also revealed that some of the children as young as 10 years old, especially girls, were being encouraged by older people to become sex workers to earn money to survive.
Inside the kind of ela beach, more plenty of bikini all staff. Now all slave because long. I think display here. I think all been cooking house long all on top long. Paga Hill. Now all display bikini na plenty all man all no ka way go. Now way long all sleep all street na. No ka man em why all or kind of them. Na employ ki 7 na look plenty number inside all slave place because all young pla and more plenty staff. Na employ around and looking more plenty. Na bel sole o sem Papua New Guinea. Ino sem lo service namita sem employ gal disla love care o sem employ looking na like help him. All this stuff we go na kind of sem also sta one talk say along lo settlement. Na tem also sta one tem all. Na isa Papua New Guinea mi play sa lo house. Misa kolem homeless ya o sem. Mi play tapos you save him keke you be save him 20 50 plate inside the one house. Na mane meri or malit pikini mai they go back to house ke. Na one talk too long travel fight or when most only come no pull up the house no say stop. Na time all walking one trouble or sa kick him all out the house now. No ka way go. Way all must come the street no stop. Na bien no stop go na bel sole na kaino sem 1 or 2 months or 3 months bersole, or say go back in. Mino salo gaman all round and looking more no got. That's what me play it, me play walk long, me play it long. Help him because long. Me play se service nami am toko sentok nami with him nes save to save okay me must save him all line poor people na help him all lo lab emotion am help him all. CTM you saw job opportunities as a staff. All penny work lo place kind of simple style place but no ka work money. Me play need the money na staff. Also na all must come lo penny sample work long. Here inside lo city. Ino lo yata soti lo kata lo city lo popani bintu long. White man to us also come lo city lo penny work. Taso temo li come work. You go inside office all talk no ka work. Na madi obey go be. O must stop long. Kaino say go start until 1 talk na kaino sem. Sample mo stop long. Try plo bush no ka kal no ka balu iga balu taso kal osa come up sem. Walk about the walk him na slam hard life em hard. Also obla something no must come long school. Painim school, sample all school na, inoka school. Long hap, only go long, community school na, kaino only come long. Grade 8 na, kaino sem na. Obe go hard. Also mo present almost come long city. Lo we almost painim walk or almost stop liquid walk or something also almost stop in San Luis Wanem city. Now we play this last 7 play walking finish. Now 7 give me play also number now kata. Na mi play got long run long slow line. I think meeting was a bien time. Ben play got house where be old man and Mary obe go inside the house. Na look was over keke na or something they come out. And mi play before. Mi can talk se talk all tumbuna blow me na old mama na papa blow me. Fashion blow like him and me stop before. Now because lo school fee M1 M2 hard. Now obe hard lo help him. Sample lapunem now we plenty ulusa lukimol papa na mama all slaka no se stop osem na desla you work lo change na play go lukim long bien time beble be make bulim na country blum play be go someone and 1% mi support over the time na lukim time mi sa round lo 2 o'clock 1 o'clock 2 o'clock night mi lukim all man work lo stop all work around nati lo night and be 1% be come up lo behind inside of volume blow you me country blow you me. Last week lo gaman em mino to talk to mas taso gaman em almost ose look sawe na help me play long. Ino help me play but ose look salo me play. Look sa let me talk on em only got high because all no blong America blong Australia one all Papua New Guinea. Passing them stop. Suppose you look sole you can help him. All one blow me play line people blow me play. Because only got place, now only stop. Now two all plenty work to go back. Online lo disla. I think 2 plow 3 plow ka looking finish. All I go back. Now me pay the money. Lo salim only go back. Osem na me be trying best lo salim all. This online can you go back. Now me can work in referral at the bien time. Me can work in referral na plenty can you go na back. City bloom play can stop all right. I'm just like plan and vision. Belum pelong wanem. Taso minu na tutok tumas lo gaman.
Mi plus make him hot dogs. Na mi plus around in the Mosby City. Na pineapple homeless usai di sleep harre los stores. Mi plus make him a hamburger. Na samata mi plus him juice go out. Mi plus go out lo 12 o'clock. Feed sample time mi plus finish lo 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock morning. Na come back lo house.
Our motto of salvation says heart to God and hand to man. And hand to man is like what we are doing today. We are looking after people, giving them food, the ones that are in great need.
Most people in the city believe that Mosby City or PNG for that matter should not be prone to such situations because a country like Papua New Guinea has ample land back in the villages for those who don't have anything to do in the city. But what of those who have never gone back to their villages? When we return, a recap of last week's program on public safety after the break. This is Olsem Wanem. Last week on the program, we featured the issue of public safety, one that raised a lot of concern from the general public. Here are the highlights.
broad daylight. People they can just walk in the bus, grab your bilum, whatever, and just walk out without, I mean, people are there, but what can they do? It happens nowadays.
So people like one police must stand by the bus stop, kind of similar, helping me or mama, or even all get a line.
What sort of environment do I want? Do I want one that I can walk around peacefully without feeling insecure, without any fear? So you ask yourself. That's how you take ownership of it.
Market lo yan amlo la ko la house na ko lo bus stop plant your steel man sa resist lo looking me bla also have some bla sales merit so mi la ko la house them all that take bilu lo mi bla.
Disciplined forces of the city and of the country, they are not able to do much about it. If a person is robbed,
People should be more open-minded, like especially people who market around and stuff. They should try and enforce that security to ladies and even men who get robbed and whatever at the bus stops.
Certain people can use mipla now. Only enlist mipla goal or carry out this law, but after all, you will get a policeman Mary. Mipla police mipla ga tupla aitasol, 2 eyes. Na mipla yupla by putting narabla tupla and making 4 eyes. Look at our back. So yupla by come one them all reporting sa. Yupla looking something no straight. Yupla mas area turu come reporting lo police. Police no ga 4 play lo by look lo one plan by narap lulu lo narapla. So me challenge all public. The only way for us to minimize this trend of crime in the city, especially in Mosby and other parts of the country, lo alvin police as much as possible. Take ownership of the security. Security is lo wasting time lo go report na kam na ito ko sa police no alvin. You help yourself and help yourself. Try and yes, one man try and come up with some kind proactive approach na strategies lo come up with something come bring him lo police to na alvin mo lo mipla combating this la.
Amo gora salesman solo staff only lik mangi so wari bimplay mo sem all big pla all bin kam staff osem all sales osem gona time noga open noga santi now all bin gona steal put in knife on man pull him bag na sla kain. At least government just looks away or like in illegal street mangi because now salif something osem police come only more paiti mo all to ochim bagarap nam ad all paini mad now life e mad lo side doll so nugu to staff osem benim rot to big club do la all come na or big club go steal na paini means na way sem all ba benim same kind so I'm so really worried bro so sem all ba toksa lo government lo looks away lo putin really go contract lo so cleaning PPL lo side because all no ga hope now. All staff goes benim big road the big club will gonna steal police team will die kind of sem.
The salim something lalu sem noga money mila bagarevon meri pulim bilum bagarevon public.
The police minister has reiterated that these type of lawless activities will not be tolerated and that the police force has reassured the public in Port Moresby that foot patrols will continue for an indefinite period to ensure the safety of the public.
Man sa walk to long government na all work lo company tu saya kami sim desla bus stop na all saya kam lo desla market tu plan the time all complain no some all mangi pulim all bag long all na money na wallet na put him knife na desla kain all mama market na yumi yang lo man tu market na papa market na yumi sa work milik money ya na yumi you know ka narap lo way lo work money na city is away at life so desla market ika chance lo by finish tu ting lo stop market tu stop. So what's market pass, you know, got money blow your pocket, huh? Want them governor, not all them. You want them people, please, you want them, you may work all same team, huh? Now you may try and straight the market. Big plan, me looking problem, again, bus stop, you know, good plan. He must get proper bus stop. All taxi must have long way. Now all car blow money like I'm market, must get not plus space blow. You know, can all mix with them bus and taxi, yeah? That's the problem, I'm not good. Time one block problem you come out some time you may have all some line all fight two block province by that but if not another problem man says you know problem was on this local so all this like something people over that people take him into consideration me I must look come around over this market you must all leader you must come someone tell people now you may film straight all top blow now you may try and move right this is.
Well, that's the end of our program. As always, you are welcome to comment on the program via the address on your screen or view the full episode on MTV Online. Thank you for your company. Stay tuned for the National MTV News.